Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE superstars Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes were involved in an incredible segment on this week's Friday Night SmackDown. Reigns' former football team, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, has finally broken their silence on the segment. On last week's episode of the Blue Brand, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns shockingly agreed to team up to face Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu at the Bad Blood Premium Live event. This week, Rhodes and Reigns were part of a segment that was shot at the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets Stadium. During the promo, the original tribal chief promised he would have his former rivals back against the Bloodline, before mentioning that he would come back for Cody's undisputed WWE Championship after he is done with the Bloodline. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets recently broke their silence after Roman Reigns returned to his former football team's field for the SmackDown segment. They took to X/Twitter to send a wholesome message, referencing Reigns as the head of the table. During a recent edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk, Dutch Mantel said that he believed WWE could have gone with a simpler approach for the Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes segment on SmackDown. Mantel also mentioned that the Stamford-based promotion wasted a lot of time with the segment they produced. It will be interesting to see if Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes will reign supreme against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu at the WWE Bad Blood Premium Live event. Was this article helpful? Vince McMahon's former employee comes to his defense here. In a world where loyalty and betrayal walk a razor's edge, where dominance is fought over with blood, sweat, and championship gold, the WWE Universe was once again shaken to its core. Roman Reigns, the undisputed tribal chief, made his triumphant return to WWE SmackDown, and the wrestling world erupted in excitement. But what no one expected was the sudden, bold entry of a group that had been quietly simmering beneath the surface: the Yellow Jackets. After weeks, even months of enigmatic silence, they finally broke through the noise, casting a shadow that had fans questioning what would come next for the WWE roster, particularly for the returning Reigns. The setting: Roman Reigns' return. Roman Reigns is no stranger to the spotlight. He has stood atop the WWE mountain for years, reigning supreme over the Blue Brand and becoming the face of modern wrestling. His hiatus had been a source of widespread speculation, with the WWE Universe buzzing about when or if he would return. When his theme music hit and the crowd roared, there was an undeniable electricity in the air. Walking down the ramp with his signature confident swagger, Reigns looked more dominant than ever. His absence, it seemed, had done nothing to dull his edge. If anything, he appeared even more powerful, revitalized, and ready to reclaim his place at the head of the table. The Bloodline storylines were far from over, and everyone expected fireworks. What no one expected, however, was the Yellow Jackets, a rebellious faction that had been an undercurrent in the WWE for months. Playing mind games with various wrestlers, would seize this very moment to make their voices heard. The silence before the storm. Who are the Yellow Jackets? Before diving into the shocking turn of events on SmackDown, it's important to understand the Yellow Jackets, a faction that had been largely silent in recent months. They first appeared on the scene in mid-2023, comprised of a unique blend of rebellious talents from NXT and some surprise appearances from former WWE superstars who were long thought to be gone from the promotion. Though they had remained on the periphery, their ethos was clear from day one. They weren't here to conform, and they certainly weren't here to make friends. Dressed in striking black and yellow gear, the Yellow Jackets symbolized rebellion, unpredictability, and above all, an unyielding hunger for respect. They operated like guerrilla warriors, staging attacks at unexpected times, not unlike the way Reigns himself had once asserted dominance over the WWE. In many ways, their silence was deafening. They appeared to bide their time, dropping cryptic messages on social media and ambushing mid-card stars with vicious attacks. But for months, they hadn't made any major statements or moves, and fans began to wonder what their endgame was. Then came Roman Reigns' return. Roman Reigns versus the Yellow Jackets, Clash of the Titans. The camera panned to Reigns, holding court in the middle of the ring with his usual gravitas. He began to speak, addressing the WWE Universe, his challengers, and anyone who might have thought they were next in line for his throne. Reigns' words dripped with the entitlement of a man who knows no one else can match his power. But then, the lights flickered. The familiar buzz of Reigns' entrance music faded into an eerie static, and for a moment, the arena went dark. The Titantron flickered, flashing the bold, unmistakable logo of the Yellow Jackets, an emblem that had been haunting WWE's screens for months. Suddenly, the silence that had defined the Yellow Jackets shattered into an uproar. The crowd erupted into a mix of shock and excitement. Was this a challenge? Was the Yellow Jackets' silence a calculated move, waiting for this exact moment to strike at the heart of WWE's top dog? As the lights came back on, there they stood at the top of the ramp, the leaders of the Yellow Jackets. Their attire was as menacing as ever, with the signature yellow and black theme worn like armor. Each member carried themselves with a rebellious pride that demanded the WWE Universe take notice. Leading the charge was the group's vocal leader, Aiden Steele, a ruthless tactician known for his unpredictable mind games and brutal in-ring style. Alongside him were Razor Reed, a powerhouse brawler, and Ivy Black, an enigmatic high flyer who had earned a reputation for her daredevil tactics. Steele grabbed a microphone, and for the first time in months, he addressed Roman Reigns directly. His words cut through the air like venom. "Roman," Steele began, pacing back and forth, eyes locked on the tribal chief. "You've built an empire on fear. You've dominated through intimidation. But you see, what you don't understand is that fear doesn't work on those who thrive in chaos. And chaos? Well, that's our playground." The crowd was on the edge of their seats. Steele was delivering a message that no one had dared send to Reigns in quite some time. He wasn't here to acknowledge the tribal chief. He was here to tear down his empire, brick by brick. The tension mounts. An unpredictable alliance? For a moment, Roman Reigns stood silently, absorbing the audacity of Steele's words. But Reigns is no stranger to rebellion. His tenure as the head of the bloodline has seen him fend off challengers from all sides. The question on everyone's mind: would Reigns even acknowledge the Yellow Jackets, or would he dismiss them as another group of nobodies looking for attention? In a shocking twist, Reigns raised the microphone, but instead of dismissing them, he smirked. "You think chaos scares me," he said, his voice low and threatening. "I am chaos." It was a declaration that sent a clear message. Reigns wasn't afraid of the Yellow Jackets. If anything, he was intrigued by them. But before Reigns could continue, Steele cut him off. "We're not here for words. We're here to take what's ours. You've had your time, Roman, but every kingdom falls. And the Yellow Jackets? We're the ones who tear it down." With that, the group advanced toward the ring, and tension filled the arena. Would the Yellow Jackets make their move now, or were they simply laying the groundwork for an inevitable clash? Reigns, never one to back down from a fight, stood his ground, daring them to make a move. But just when it seemed like a full-on brawl was about to break out, Steele pulled back, laughing darkly. "Not today, Roman, but soon." The Yellow Jackets retreated, leaving the WWE Universe buzzing with anticipation. They had broken their silence in the most dramatic way possible, targeting the one man no one thought could be toppled. Their cryptic warning hung in the air like a storm cloud. A clash with Roman Reigns was coming, and it would be nothing short of epic. What's next? The Yellow Jackets' decision to finally break their silence at this moment wasn't just a random act of defiance. It was a calculated strike. With Reigns back in the WWE, the landscape has changed, and the Yellow Jackets seem ready to seize the moment. For fans, this raises a myriad of questions. Will Roman Reigns' reign be under threat from this rebellious faction? Can the Yellow Jackets succeed where so many others have failed? Or will Reigns do what he always does and crush this latest threat to his empire? One thing is certain. The WWE Universe is in for a wild ride. As the Yellow Jackets made clear, their silence was never a sign of weakness. It was the calm before the storm. And now, with Roman Reigns back in the mix, that storm is about to unleash full force on WWE SmackDown.